Hi, my learning buddies. So once again, welcome back to Learn Forward, your favorite learning platform. And we are here with your grammar book, the Grammar Hub for Grade 6 by Feather Cap. I think you are enjoying your sessions with me. So let's go ahead. And today we are going to start chapter 11 of your book, the verb. What is a verb? Do you know? They are action words. Is that all? You know, this definition of verbs is not complete. So do you want to learn more about verbs? Let's go along. Underline the verbs in these sentences. Okay, father goes for a morning walk daily. That's fine, goes. Yes, arrived. Very good. Not by. It's only up to arrived. Yes. He bought. Good. Bought is correct. Let's move to the next. Painted. Yes. Next. Ate. Very good. So what you see here is all the words that you have underlined, they are all actions actually, but verbs is not only about actions, children. You say verbs are doing words, and remember that verb is a very important part of a sentence, right? So just like we cannot think of a body without a soul, we cannot think of a sentence without a verb. It is so important. We can think of a sentence in which we have only verb, no other part of speech. But then we cannot think of a sentence which has many parts of speech but no verb, right? So it is that important, I mean to say. Now, you have been doing sentences right from grade UKG, from grade 1. So, when I write something, you will definitely be making sure whether it is a sentence or not. Let me write a sentence. You say, actions are verbs. And I say verb is always there in a sentence. So, let me write a sentence. She is my mother. Is this a sentence? Okay, I've already put a full stop here. You agree this is a sentence. Now, because it is a sentence, it has a verb. What is the verb here? Yes, perfect. Is the verb here. But is it any action? Do you have any action in this sentence? No. That means your definition of verbs, which says verbs are doing words, verbs are actions, is incomplete. Okay, we'll understand what all verbs are. So is a verb here. Now if I say he has a new pen, is it a sentence? Okay, can I put a full stop? Yes, because it's a sentence, I'm going to put a full stop here. Now again, because it is a sentence, so verb is there for sure. What is the verb here? Helping verb, you say. Okay, you are saying it correct, that has is the verb here, but it is not the helping verb, children. Okay, so we'll be just removing some misconceptions about verbs ahead. So you agree that this is a sentence, you have picked out the verb correctly, has, but is it an action? Is it showing something going on, something doing? No, that means again it is, the verbs are not only actions. She speaks English fluently. Is it a sentence? Yes, good. So I put a full stop here. Now what is the action here? What is the verb here? Perfect. Speaks. Is this an action? Yes, it is an action, children. So we have action. What other than action? Let's see. Is. Do you know the other forms of is? Yes, is, are, am. Very good. This is in present. Can you tell me how do you change them into past tense? Good. It is was, were. And when you have to say in future, what do you say? Good. It is will be, shall be. Okay. Very nice. So what are all these? Do you know? What is the root verb here? These verbs are all the forms of be. We say these are the be form of verb. Okay, so all these are be form of verb. And what does it do when it is? You were right here when you said has is the helping verb, but not always, children. Has is the main verb also. We'll try to understand, but be form is, are, am, was, were, will be, shall be. These are all be form. And when these words, these verbs stand alone in the sentence, they show existence of something. They show being of something. Existence or being. Somebody is, somebody was, or somebody will be, right? So these words show existence. Now coming to the next sentence, he has a new pen. What do you mean by has here? It's not an action, you agreed? And then I added be form, existence. Does this show any existence? Is he a new pen? No, he has a new pen. So what do you mean by has? It shows possession of something. Somebody holds it. Somebody has it in his custody, right? So possession. And what are the words for it? We use the have form of verb, and this is in present we have has have. In past we have had, and in future we have will have, shall have, right? So all these verbs are said to be the forms of have form of verb. So now in the third sentence we have she speaks English fluently. Speaks is definitely an action. This is doing word, right? So what all do we have in verbs now? We have existence, that shows being of something. We have possession, and we have action. The words showing existence are all be forms of verbs. Is, are, am, was, were, will be, shall be. The words showing possession are all have form of verb. Has, have, had, will have, shall have, and the rest are included under action. So all this is included under the definition of verbs. Now we have a new definition of verbs, which says verb is a word that shows existence, that shows possession, or that shows an action, right? So let's see here. A verb is a word that tells us what a person or a thing does. That means an action. What a person or a thing is. That means being, existence. And what a person or a thing has. That means possession. Now, sometimes it is used as an object form also, saying the sentence other way. So, we say what is done to a person or a thing is also a verb, but that is just a form of action, children. So, if I say a plumber repairs pipes, so this is an action. Next, my question will be, what does a person do? He repairs pipes, right? So this is action. In the second sentence, I say a peacock is a magnificent bird. So what is being done in second? What a person or the peacock is, the bird is. That means what the noun is, we can say. So we are telling what this peacock is. So this shows actions. This shows existence. And third is the verb tells us what a thing has. So for has, what have I told you? Possession. Good. So this is, it shows possession. The third sentence says an auto rickshaw has 3 wheels. That the question is, what does an auto rickshaw has, or how many wheels does an auto rickshaw have? So we have has showing possession. In the fourth sentence, see, it is just an action actually transformed in its form. The girl was scolded by her mother. So we are just giving this as the action here, right? So this is also what question we can put for this is, what is done to a person? That means what is done to the girl? The girl was scolded. So this is also action. This all is included in verbs. So what we see here is, we can just form an acronym here again. That's easy for learning, isn't it? Yes. So what we can do is A, E, P. Let us go reverse. What word do you get here? Perfect. P-E-A-P. Do you know this word? Yes, it is a vegetable, a pea pod. Yes, good. So you identified it correctly. You can also say in another word, A-P-E, ape. You know this? Yes, that is an animal, ape, a species of monkeys. You are right. Okay, so we can learn any of these words where A stands for action, E stands for existence, and P stands for possession. So it will be easier for you to recall the definition, the contents of verbs. Is that clear now? So your verb definition of verbs is enhanced now. Is it a better one? Okay. So now we'll be doing auxiliary verbs that are the helping verbs, right? So you said have, I have a new pen. There have is a helping verb. He has a new pen. Has is a helping verb. We'll be learning about them here. Auxiliary verbs are also called helping verbs. So what does the word help means? Helping comes only when you are giving a supporting hand to somebody. Suppose you are making a project, your mother starts helping you in your task, that means she is helping out. But what? When you just run away for your sports and mama keeps continuing, she finishes, is she giving a helping hand? No, then she is the main doing action, doing person there, isn't it? So helping comes only when it is a support. This follows in verbs also. The verb has, when you said he has a new pen, you said has is a helping verb, right? But because there is no other verb here, how can it help? If I say he has done his work, now in this sentence, there is already a verb. What is that verb? Done. So we can say the main action is here. So has is the helping verb. But here there is no other verb. That's why it is not a helping verb. So this is just to make you understand what is the difference between helping and main. So just with eyes closed, with our prefix mind, we will not say is, are, am, was, were, or has, have. These are helping verbs. We have to look into the sentence. Now, the helping verbs, they generally are used to assist the full verbs or the main verbs. For example, I have written there, he has done his work. So it is helping. She is going to market. Is helping the main verb going, because the action is of going. Is only helping in telling you the tense, the form of tense. They have gone too far. Again, have is helping this main verb in telling you the form of tense, right? So they are helping verbs. They are of two types. They can be primary auxiliaries, or they can also be modal verbs. They are called modals also. So what are primary auxiliaries? Primary auxiliaries are three. They are be. I have already told you the forms. Is, are, am, was, were, will be, shall be. All these are forms of be. Then the second form is have, where again you have the forms has, have in present, had in past, will have, shall have in future. So all these are the helping verbs. The third auxiliary is, primary auxiliary is do, because we use do as a helping verb in simple present and simple past tense, like do, does, did. So there also do helps as the primary auxiliary, right? So these forms I have already given: is, are, am, was, were, do, does, did in past, has, have in present, had in past. To form the continuous tense and passive forms, these help us in making the continuous tenses and also in passive forms of verbs. Then what is the role of do, does? In simple present tense, they help in making interrogative sentences and negative sentences also, and have helps in the perfect tenses also, and perfect continuous tenses also. Like we have the examples here. He is trying hard to succeed. That means with trying, it is showing continuous tense. Is telling that it is present continuous tense. When we say he is an intelligent boy, now here, because there is no other action, So is the main verb here, children. It is not an auxiliary verb, right? So this marks the difference. Now, do you want something? So it is here helping verb because the main verb here is want. So do is only helping it out. It is a primary auxiliary. But if I say I shall do this work, then here do is the main action here. Coming to has, Salil has done. So it's helping out the main action done. Salil has finished his homework if I say. So it is helping out finished in telling you that what the tense is. It is perfect tense, present perfect tense. But if you say Gopi has a green pencil, then here he has is the main verb because there is no other action going on. So this marks the difference between primary auxiliaries and the main verbs, right? Moving to the next is modal verbs or the modals. What are they? Modals, they help you in telling the mood of the speaker, in what context the speaker wants to say. A very simple example I can give you. The teachers in school, we insist on telling you that when you are taking permission from teacher, you have to say, ma'am, may I come in please? So may shows your respect. That is a formal permission. But if you are at home, even if you are talking to your grandmother seeking permission, grandparents seeking some permission, there you don't have a formal relation. So there you can say, can I come in? Can I go out to play? Can I take this? Anything. There is no formal relation. So that helps you mark the difference between the mood, meaning and attitude of the speaker, right? So modals are the verbs that are used with main verbs to express different moods, meanings and attitudes, such as you are seeking permission, you are telling the possibility, like using I may do this, she might be at home, she could be, like this. Then urgency, then certainty, and so on. So we have the list of some common modals here. We'll do some common modal verbs are can, could, may, might, must, ought to, shall, should, will, and would. All these are modal verbs. Modals always come with the main verb. Always remember, no other form of verb is used. Whenever you use a modal, it is always followed by the root form of the verb. The first form we say, that is the modal. For example, if you say you can, so can is the modal here. So do is in its root form. You can't do this. Again, even if I am saying in negative, it is also followed by the root form. The only thing is modals are not followed by any verb when they are used in question tags. You have already done question tags. Do you remember? A short question at the end of a sentence seeking confirmation. So if I have the sentence, you can't do this alone, and I want to get the confirmation, am I right or not? So what do I say? Can you? Now here what you see, the modal here is not followed by any verb in its root form. Just because it's a question tag, it is an exception to the rule that modals always are followed by the verb in its root form. They do not change form also according to the person or the gender. They will not change, right? So if I say he can walk for hours, I can say they can walk for hours. Even I have changed from singular to plural, the verb modal will not change in its form. They are used in present and past tenses in different forms. Sometimes like can, I can do this, I could do this becomes the past tense. May becomes might. So will becomes would, shall becomes should, and can becomes could, may becomes might, right? So some are used in present tense, some are used in past tense, but it's not always that shall will go turn into should. Should has a different meaning, different perception, right? So we'll be learning ahead about more modals. Enough to understand that all these modals are in present tense and these are in past, and sometimes they are used in other context also. So let's learn more about modals. We have some modals here, and what is the use of them? May, can, could. This is what I said. we use them for seeking permission. So may is used for seeking permission when we are talking about a formal relation like with your teacher, or if you are in an office to your superiors, you are taking some permission, you will use may. Can you use whenever you are talking of any informal relation like with your friends, your relatives, your grandparents, even your parents, your siblings, whatever, with any relation which is not formal. And could is used when we are talking to somebody stranger, or even if somebody known, but you want to seek permission in a polite way. So that makes the difference. That shows your intentions and your attitude towards the speaker, right? So we must make sure where to use which modal to seek permission. Similarly, for giving permission, again, we say can or may, the same difference as I told you in the first one. May, might, can, could, they show the possibility of something, where may shows the strongest possibility. Suppose you know that this is the time for my mom to be at office, you say she may be in office. But if the possibility is less and it turns to least, it goes from may to could. All these are used for showing possibility. Can and could, they also show the ability to do something. Can is used in present tense, could is used in past tense. See, I told you that it's not always that could, should, would, they will be used in past tense only, because could we have just shown that it is used for seeking permission also. Like if we are sitting at an eating table, we can just ask somebody, could you pass on the salt please? So that shows your politeness. It's not referring to any past tense here. Okay. Now, can, could is used for showing ability. Can is present, could in past. I can do this. I could do this when I was young. So that means I'm talking about my ability in the past time, right? Next, can, could, will, would, they also express request. Next, will. Will is used for expressing command, promise, or threat, for expressing a strong desire or volition, for expressing a habit. So will is used in all these contexts. Shall and will, they are also used for expressing that will happen in future. We use these two modals in simple future, throughout in future tense, shall and will. Now, shall is used for expressing questions to inquire about what the person wants. Shall we do this? Shall I take this? So that is used in interrogatives also, when you are saying the questions to inquire about something. It is a question also, and you are making an inquiry also. Shall we go on a picnic? So you are just taking the other one's consent. Should and ought to, they show your moral duty, the right thing to do, for expressing advice or suggestion. Then may is also used for expressing a wish. As you get blessings from your elders, may you live long, may you be blessed, may you get good marks, right? So this is how we use may for showing expressing our wish also. So this is all about the different modals and their usage. Now fill in the blanks with appropriate forms of be, have, and do. We have already learned that these three forms are used as primary auxiliaries. So let's use them. Dash, you know where James lives. Do you know? Yes, because with you, we use do. I dash not see him last week. We are talking about past tense. So it will be did. Good. Next, I will go to Mumbai after I have finished my work here. Good. Next, Mary dash writing an email to a client. You can say is, you can also say was. You can also say will be if you think she will be writing in near future. Okay. Next, Jatin dash a large coffee stain on his shirt. Yes, it has. Jatin has this stain on his shirt. Or if it has got removed now, you can say that he had a large coffee stain on his shirt. Both are correct. Don't say will have. Don't just take it to future action, please. Okay. Coming to the next question, fill in the blanks with appropriate modal verbs from the boxes. So here we have 5 different modal auxiliaries here, and I have told you the use of, we have learned the use of each one of them. So let's see what fixes where. Dash, you help me with the housework, please. So we are saying please, that is showing request. So it could be could. Okay, let's see what else. Might be we need to change something. We will see. Dash, I come with you. If it is a formal, you can say may. Otherwise, you can also say can. We still have option. Let's go ahead. I dash get you a shawl from Kashmir. So it can be a possibility or it can be ability also. Ability we have already used. So I, if you are just assuring, you can also say I will get. Okay. Next, our country dash become a superpower by 2025. So there is a possibility and the possibility is a good one. So we can say our country may become a superpower by 2025. Next, he dash sell his home because he needs money. Again, there is a possibility and possibility can be that he might arrange funds from somewhere else. Then he need not sell his own house, isn't it? So because there are the possibility is less, so we can use might. Oh, perfect. We have got all of them in a single go. Okay, that's good enough. So let us write them here. First one is, could you help? Because we are requesting, we are being polite. Next, I come with you because you are seeking permission and it is informal. So we have used can. I dash get you a shawl from Kashmir. You are showing commitment, promise, you will surely get it. Next, our country dash become a superpower. We know this is a good possibility, but we are not sure. So we are using may here. And last but not the least, he might sell his home because he needs money. That's it. I hope this much is clear to you. The different types of verbs we have done, the definition of verb, what all is included. We still have a lot to learn in verbs, the different classifications of verbs which we'll be learning ahead in next session. Till then, happy learning, children.